Good afternoon. My name is Kitty Barringer, and I work for the Brain Injury Association of North Carolina. Thank you for joining me today on Follow the Turtle, Educate Yourself. The topic we're talking about today is that of memory and brain injury. This is going to be a general overview, and then later on, I'm going to break it down into other specific topics. So first, we want to know, what is memory? And memory is taking in information, keeping information, recalling information, and then using that information. And a brain injury can make it hard to learn new information and remember old information. And what happens with memory problems? Well, memory problems cause problems in several areas. They cause problems in the past, where you can't remember events or people. They cause problems in the present, when you can't figure out what to do during the day and keep track of your actions. And the last thing is that they present problems in the future, so that you may not remember doctor appointments or family gatherings or support group meetings or things like that. And even in the present, it's hard for us to remember the things to do. And everyone always forgets things. So try not to beat yourself up, but do know that brain injury can make us forget more easily. What other things, other than the injury, can make memory worse for us? There are numerous issues, and some of them are a lack of sleep, or being tired, being in poor health, having side effects from medications. Stress can raise memory problems immensely, make you forget lots of things. Being ill, say in conjunction with brain injury, can make you have poor memory. Strong emotions can affect you also. If you get very angry, or you're depressed, or you're anxious about something, then that can mess up your memory for you. When do you know to seek help for memory problems? Well, if there's a sudden change in your memory, you know something's up. And if your memory gets worse, you think it's getting worse, that's a clue. When the memory makes you feel unsafe, or it makes you unable to care for yourself or your family, poor memory can affect your work and your home life. When you think you might need a memory specialist, you need to start looking into seeking someone to help you with your memory. And sometimes your family and friends can notice, and they can probably not know how to tell you, look, you're forgetting things. But they might be able to help you and help stimulate your memory and help you get back on track, so to speak. So now I'm going to discuss some things of what you can do to help your memory. And one thing that was told to me that really seemed to help was to focus on one thing at a time. Don't try to say wash dishes and wash clothes and dry clothes and cook a meal and do a lot of different things, because then you get confused and just be kind of walking around in circles. I tried that, it doesn't work. One important thing too is to keep your information in one place. and try to use a big notebook or a journal, something like that you can keep in one area where you can go to and write things down. Try not to use the little sticky notes. They're pretty and they're easy and quick to write and tear off and paste up. But you can get a wall of just little notes pasted up, which is very confusing. Another thing you can do is to make a daily log of things that you want to do for that day. And you can have a cheat sheet kind of things that you do every single day. And you can keep that in the back of that journal or notebook so that if you really get in a predicament and can't remember what you're doing, you can always go back to the cheat sheet. You can also look at photograph albums, and that will help you remember people and places and things and activities and celebrations that you did, that you enjoyed prior to the accident. And you may look at it and still not remember, but this will be a chance for you to make new memories by looking at those older pictures. The little notes that the little sticky notes, you can use them to help you remember the names of different items. You can post them on different things like tables or lamps or clocks or whatever you'd like to post them on, just not as a calendar for yourself. You can make a list. Say, for instance, you're trying to cook something, say, then you make a list of steps that you take in order to do that cooking. So you take the big item of cooking and break it down into smaller steps so you can attain it. And you can make a list of things that you want to do when you go out of the house. You want to get your keys. If it's cold, you want a coat. If it's raining, you want an umbrella. You want to be sure to lock the door. Whatever you need to do before you leave the house. Make a little list of that. That could be a cheat sheet too. Taking pills, you can use a pill organizer to help you. There are pill organizers that are for morning and afternoon, and that might help you get be more responsible on taking your own medications. Get somebody to help you divide them up correctly, and eventually you'll be able to do it on your own. So the whole thing that I've told you is a lot of different steps. And I want to encourage you to take one step, just one, and try it for a while and see if it works. And what I'm going to do is give you an example of having a calendar in one place. And the main thing is in your trying to recuperate is to have a place for everything in your life, in your house. Let it have its home. But this calendar is going to be a place for you. It is going to work for you. It's going to keep up with things you do each day. It's going to keep up with things you do each week. It's going to have therapies that you're going to write down the times and when you go to get groceries, or when you go for a walk, or when you go to a support group meeting. You're going to let that calendar help you keep track of things. And you're going to look at the calendar all the time to make sure you're on track. And it's very tedious at first, but eventually it gets better and better. The more you do it, you'll get kind of into a groove, and you won't have to keep looking at the calendar. Also, at the end of the day, when you kind of get ready to go to bed, go and mark off the day of the calendar, and that will help you keep up with your activities, but it'll also help you keep up with the day that you did those activities. So you can kind of have a time management device going with that calendar. It will help you keep up with things. Remember to take things one step at a time. And I know you've heard me say it a million times, to follow the elephant. And you cannot eat the elephant all at one time. You have to eat the elephant bite by bite. So just for instance, like this calendar, just start one thing and do it until you've got it done pat, and then branch into something else. Let things like your phone, your alarm clock, sometimes you have a beeping watch, sometimes you may have a device on your microwave that times, or your stove, and that is going to help you immensely keep on track with what you're doing. So those are just some suggestions, and I thank you for coming with me today on following the turtle and learning more of how to live with a brain injury. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Brain Injury Association that I work for. We have 5 offices. Well, our headquarter office is in Raleigh. Our satellite offices are in Greenville, Charlotte, Winston-Salem, and Asheville. Our telephone number is 1-919-833-9634. 1-919-833-9634. That number will take you to all 5 of the offices. And all you do is pick the one closest to you, and it will direct you to that office. And if we miss you, please leave your name and telephone number, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Another way you can reach the Brain Injury Association is simply Google it, Brain Injury Association of North Carolina, or you could just go to the direct email address, which is www.bianc.net. And on that website, you can find a listing called resources. And in that area, you will find a resource list of 30 different topics that may assist you. And it's a statewide list of things that may help you. Also, you will find support groups listed there. There are also 30 of them, and each support group has the leader's name and contact information, so you can call about attending or joining. One good thing about a support group is there are usually a lot of different ideas about things to help with memory. So you may be able to help someone, or someone may be able to help you. Also, on the Brain Injury Association website, there is a section for events and training, and you can look in there and find out what's going on in the state. You can look at videos and webinars and learn more about brain injury. And